in this case, he was tried when he wasn't in the Oval Office. The actions he was tried for took place before he was in the Oval Office. So there's no such thing, and there's no way that says, oh, because you got elected to an office, that now means, oh, we got to stop. So even if you're convicted, we got to throw the verdict out, throw the charges out. Hell no. You are going to be a convicted criminal. And that's what it's supposed to be. Now, whether Americans were too stupid to not vote for you, that's on them. But he did it. He was convicted. He earned it. And now, luckily with this, he has to carry it. And he will be known. That's why I made it clear on this show, after January 20th, anytime we mention his crazy ass, it will be convicted criminal-in-chief Donald Trump.
Period. I mean, the reality is, like you said, Roland, in what motherfucking world do you get presidential immunity for some shit you did before you was even president? That's crazy. That's crazy. So essentially what the Supreme Court said is, okay, if you're president, you can do whatever the hell that you want to do. But I think maybe they underestimated or overestimated the stomach that the American public has to actually elect a criminal degenerate who's facing an additional 80-something counts across multiple cases. And so maybe perhaps if there's a small slither of sanity in the Supreme Court, they're saying, we don't really want people to run for president because they're on trial. Maybe that's the one thing maybe that's the one line that they're crossing, because we know that the sole reason that Donald Trump ran for president is to get out of his criminal liability for all these cases that he was facing. He doesn't give a damn about being president. He doesn't give a damn about the executive actions and the actual governance of this country. He just wanted to stay out of jail. Mission accomplished, but maybe the Supreme Court is trying to say, let's not do this whole thing again when people running for president just to get out of jail.
And Greg, I've said this consistently. Lauren, you said that the Georgia case you thought was the strongest. I'm sorry. I don't understand why Georgia is not moving forward. I don't give a damn if there's an inauguration. Guess what? That's a state crime. That federal memo has nothing. And I would rather Georgia say, fine, you don't want us to move forward, take us to court. I would rather there be a judicial ruling that says that, as opposed to, oh, no, yeah, we can't move forward. We can't move forward because of the election. No, hell no. His ass did it, Greg. He did it.
He did it. He did it. And I think you can probably pull up, it's just the order, so it's just a paragraph. And you're right. I mean, the way you framed it is the way it should be framed. All of this happened when you weren't in elected office. And so, but it's interesting to read the order, and I'm sure you'll read it off in a second. They say that the alleged evidentiary violations at President-elect Trump's state court trial can be addressed in the ordinary course on appeal. And best believe, as you said, Lauren, lawfare is their strategy. They accuse. It's interesting how these people accuse other people of doing everything they do. They are using the courts. They're going to do that. It's going to be appealed. But the second sentence is what's fascinating. Second, the burden that sentencing will impose on the president-elect's responsibilities, which of course was the argument they were making, is relatively insubstantial in light of the trial court's stated intent to impose a sentence of unconditional discharge after a brief virtual hearing. So to the point you're raising, Lauren, it's almost as if they're daring Marshawn to do anything other than basically give him a little tap and go. The guy's convicted. Okay, so he's, as you say, that's going to be hung on him. But it's like they are sending a political almost like, listen, the guy already said it's really not going to happen to you. So it's an insubstantial burden. So go forward. Finally, I'm glad that we're talking about United States versus Trump, of course, which is the case, of course, where they basically, as Sotomayor said in her dissent, they're going to let this guy do whatever the hell he wants to do. Let the president do whatever they want to do. It almost feels like, in the case certainly of Roberts, and maybe Comey Barrett at this point, because they didn't define the scope of things that a president can do and get away with, they're not walking it back, But it's almost like a Steve Urkel moment, like, did we do that? Yeah, you did. You've torn your place up. These guys are now unbridled, and this might be a hint at them trying to repair something that they probably broken beyond repair. But that paragraph says a lot, particularly that second sentence.
Go to my iPad. This is, hold on one second, Lauren. This is it right here. It says order in pending case, Donald J. Trump versus New York. The application for stay presented to Justice Sotomayor and by her referred to the court is denied for inter alia the following reasons. First, the alleged evidentiary violations at President-elect Trump's state court trial can be addressed in the ordinary course on appeal. Now, first, what they mean by that is, why y'all coming to us? There's an appeals process in New York State. It's going through. You mad because they've been ruling against your punk ass. So sorry, there's an actual appeal process. Don't try to have us jump the line because you think we're gonna fall for it. Second, the burden that sentencing will impose on the president-elect's responsibilities is relatively insubstantial in light of the trial court's stated intent to impose a sentence of unconditional discharge after a brief virtual hearing. Justice Thomas, Justice Alito, Justice Gorsuch, and Justice Kavanaugh would grant the application. So what they're saying is, Merchant has already said, yeah, you'll get a tap on the wrist. So why your bitch ass coming whining to us? That's really what they're saying. Why your bitch ass coming whining to us? Look, we gonna let your punk ass off. We're not sending your traveling ass to Rikers, okay? We're not gonna have you take your tie off and your watch and your rings and everything and escort you to jail. So shut your punk ass up. Take the damn hit and just move your little bitch ass on. That's really what this opinion is saying. Lauren, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to respond a little bit to what Greg said. You know, I don't think we should lose sight of the fact about what this case is about. Okay, I mean, I get all the other issues therein, but this case is about falsifying business records involving Michael Cohen to pay the hussy Stormy Daniels. Okay, I don't really care, quite frankly, and I'm shocked. The reason I don't care is because this guy effectively, I thought, committed treason on Jan 6, 2021. And Merrick Garland sat there and did absolutely nothing. Okay, so in the grand scheme of Donald Trump, there's a lot to unpack here about Donald Trump that you can prosecute him on. And to me, the Hussey case was not the case they should have went for. Okay, so they went for the Hussey case. That happens to be the one that will be, sentenced tomorrow by Judge Juan Merchan. It'll be very interesting to see that. But there are some serious matters around the behavior of Donald Trump. And to me, this is number 5 and 6 in line. So it's ironic that this is the one. So when the Republicans talk about lawfare, this is typically the case they reference. And quite frankly, I don't blame them.
Hi, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Fanbase is a free to download, free to use, next generation social media platform that allows anyone to have followers and subscribers on the same page. Fanbase was built through investment dollars from equity crowdfunding from the Jobs Act. People just like you help build Fanbase. And we're looking for more people to help build Fanbase. We are currently raising $17 million in a Regulation A crowdfund on Start Engine. We've already crossed $2.1 million, but we're looking to raise more capital from people just like you that deserve the opportunity to invest in early stage startups without having to be accredited investors. So right now, I'd like you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase right now, today. And then use Fanbase to connect with friends, grow your audience, and be you without limits.